all right. Now you should be able to see the screen. So what we're going to do is to put into practice what we were doing, okay? This is C1, okay? So you should be able to do these sentences. We're not going to do all of them, okay? But just the first 15, okay? So we're going to do the first 15. By reading the sentence, you should be able to know which conditional it is, the first, the second, the third, the zero conditional, okay? And you need to know the structure, okay? So let me see if there is someone else. No, okay. I'm going to pass to you the document. And Irene, simply just, I'm going to give you some time to do the first 15. Okay, we're going to do the first 15 and that's it. Oh, I don't see the chat now. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first 15, that's it. And we correct right now. So this is it. I'm gonna put it in here. That's it. Okay, Irene, good. Was it easy or difficult? Normal? How was it? Oh, I don't see it today. I don't see the chat today. Easy? Okay. Perfect. I don't know what happens that I don't see the chat. Good. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We can have many options. Okay, the conditional is going to be one, the first, the second, the third, but the words are going to can be different. So if you train, I'm going to be doing them. If you train daily, you could say every day. You'll never lose your. What do you have for buena forma física? I'm interested in that.
I wrote physical form.
We would say, yes, I hear you. Perfect.
Okay.
We would say condition. Okay, your good physical condition. This is like an expression. Okay, physical condition.
Marta.
Yes.
I wrote. I mean, we are alone, so I prefer to speak today.
Okay, perfect.
So I wrote, no, you will never lose. I wrote, you will not lose your physical condition. Is okay or is?
It is okay, but you are not saying nunca. It is correct what you are saying, but you don't say nunca. You say like no perderás, but no nunca perderás.
Oh, okay.
If remember that if you put never, this is going to be in positive, in affirmative.
Okay.
Comprar entradas para el concierto si me prometes que me acompañarás. I would say I'll buy tickets for the concert. You could say gig, another word for concert. If you promise me, and we have different options. You could say to come with me, simply that, to come with me, or that you will be with me, okay, something like that. If you have doubts, just let me know.
Okay. No, it's okay, but I didn't wrote if you promise me. I wrote if you promise to come with me. So I guess.
Okay, I understand. If you promise to come with me, es si prometes que me acompañarás, que en verdad es lo mismo, pero el me prometes puede ser perfectamente promise me.
Okay.
Prometerme a mí. This is the object pronoun.
Es que me parecía un poco redundante. Promise me to come with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see the third. Si eres alérgico a algo. If you are allergic to something, this is a collocation, okay? So this has to be like this. And we put a comma, okay? Remember that in English, if the if appears in the first position, we're going to put a comma. Well, in this case, you have different options. You should warn or tell your doctor before the operation or before the surgery. Because advice, now I'm telling you things just in case the rest of the class see the class. You wouldn't say advice, because advice is to es dar un consejo, okay? So you wouldn't say that. You avisar in English, warn, tell. advices, dar un consejo. Okay, so that would be a false friend. Okay, I'm going to put this like this. So that you can see it better. Tendré que comprar otro ordenador si el técnico no consigue reparar este. I'll have to, okay, this is a modal verb that we are seeing next week or I don't know when. I'll have to buy another computer. You wouldn't say other. Other is for plural, okay, another for singular. Another computer if the technician different options doesn't manage to fix this one, or if the technician cannot fix this one.
Okay.
So this is just not also for reviewing the conditional, but for you to see that we use the structure of the conditional in everyday sentences, and not just that, but also to extract some vocabulary. Number 5. Si la película no es de miedo, no pienso ir al cine. I would say if it isn't a horror movie or something like that, no pienso is I don't think, is I won't go to the cinema, okay? In Spanish, when you have this, when you have something spontaneous, you're going to put the will. Well, I'm going to underline everything. If it is in a horror movie, I want to go to the cinema, or if the movie isn't scary, something like that. You could say, if the movie isn't scary, blah, 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 I won't go to the cinema. Te dolerá la espalda. Your back will hurt if you don't use a better chair. Okay, in English, okay, we say when we are talking about parts of the body, this is a part of the body. In Spanish, we've got the determiner, but in English, always, we're going to have the possessive. Okay, for example, tengo frío en las manos. In English, we would say, my hands are cold. My hands are cold. So you first put the part of the body with the possessive. This is translating. This is just finding equivalencies. This is not translating word by word, but the general sense of the sentence. So we've got many options most of the times. Okay. Si no tienes tiempo para cuidarlo, no tengas un perro. If you don't have time or much time to take after it, okay, this it is lo, okay, and this is an imperative. Don't have a dog. In this case, this is an imperative, and with imperatives, we don't write the subject. Okay. I told you the other day that what I gave you, the list I gave you, sorry, not the list, but the theory was very reduced, okay? And in reality, this would be a zero conditional, but instead of being present plus present is present plus imperative. This is possible, okay? So if you don't have time to take after it, don't have a dog.
Okay, I have a question, Marta.
Yes.
Take after it, I think is an idiom or something like that, or
phrasal verb.
Phrasal
It
verb.
is a phrasal verb.
Okay.
Perfect.
Phrasal verb. Okay. Take after it.
Without take after. We will see phrasal verbs one day. Well, we saw some phrasal verbs, but we are going to see more.
Okay.
Si no llamas a un fontanero, el grifo seguirá goteando. Okay. If you don't call a plumber. Now I'm going to make a digression. You have a page, okay, which is called Speak Languages. And in here you can find vocabulary about different topics. So this, if you Google this page, you will find the vocabulary you need for everything. For example, giving directions, food, jobs, all of this. Okay, so this is good. Just seeing this, and you have many languages and so on. So this is also good for learning other languages.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The tab. Also, you have the utensils for the kitchen and so on. Let me see if I can open this and we find this. This is not my computer, so I don't know how to use it. Speak languages. So you Google speak languages, and this is the first page. You can learn other languages, and you say, for example, your language is Spanish in this case, okay? If you wanted to start with another language, you just put the other language, okay? This is the language you want to you know, okay? And you want to study English, and here you've got phrases and vocabulary, okay? Let's see phrases. We've got basic phrases, expressions, conversations, well, family, religion, hotels, going shopping, a job, okay, different phrases related to different things. For example, let's see, okay, like estamos buscando hospedaje, we're looking for accommodation. This is very good. Okay, and maybe this is, I mean, easy because I suppose that you know that, but in the vocabulary section, this is very important because, for example, numbers, colors, the weather, this is very simple. But maybe, I don't know, you click here in the kitchen and you see the different devices and gadgets for the kitchen. You've got easy ones like dishwasher, freezer, kettle that you, I suppose that you know, but maybe you have a rallador, la tabla, báscula. This is not going to be in the exam, but this is just for you if you want to learn. I don't know, guantes de cocina, rodillo de amasar. So this is very good. Palillos chinos. This was in one exam of the APTIS. Chopsticks. So this is good. Okay, so just wanted to tell you that. Let me see. So that's it. Maybe you know piano, mirror, sideboard, sofa, but maybe you don't know a stool, which is banquete or taburete. So you should be looking at these words just to improve your English, not for the exam necessarily, but that was it. So we sometimes need this vocabulary. The tab in this case will keep okay, or will continue. You could say continue. And the verb is going to be ending with ing, because these were some of the verbs that we included in our list of the verbs followed by ing. So continue, keep. Every verb that implies a continuation of something is going to be followed by an ing form. If you don't call a plumber, the tap will continue dripping. Why is the ing? Because of continue or keep, both. Okay, both would be followed by the ing form. Conseguirás lo que quieras si te esfuerzas. You can say you will achieve or you will get. You can say what you want or whatever you want or whatever you desire if you make an effort.
Everything you want is okay, or is maybe is
everything you want is everything you want es todo lo que quieras. Entonces simplemente hay un matiz. ¿Vale? Everything es todo, entonces es todo lo que quieras. Está bien, solo que no dices lo que quieras, sino todo lo que quieras. Okay? Es un matiz, simplemente. Okay. Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, levanten la mano. If you have alguna pregunta, como nos dice alguna, it is any. If you have any question or questions, please raise your hand. Aquí vuelve a ser un imperativo, entonces no pongo el sujeto. Okay, this is zero conditional present plus imperative. This can be like that also.
Okay.
Si no quieres tener un accidente, respeta las señales de tráfico. This is the same. This is zero conditional with present and an imperative. If you don't want to have an accident, respect the traffic signs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So we don't put the subject. Well, si no hablas un poquito más alto, nadie te oirá. This is the first conditional. If you don't speak a little bit louder, I don't know why this is in capital letters, a little bit louder, no one will hear you. Or no one or anybody will listen to you, you could say also. Instead of hear you, we could say listen to you. Ok, si no me cuentas lo que ha pasado, no puedo ayudarte. If you don't tell me what has happened. Okay, this is present perfect, so we maintain the present perfect. No puedo ayudarte. Different options. I won't be able to help you, or I cannot help you. Lo que normally is what. Okay, some people have problems with this because they think that what has to appear at the beginning of the sentences, like in questions like, what's your name? What is whatever? What do they do? Okay, but what can be a relative. Te diré la verdad si no te enfadas. I'll tell you the truth if you don't get angry. If you don't get angry. And the last one, the zero conditional. Use some good trainers, we would say trainers. Trainers ya engloba zapatilla de deporte. If you, two possibilities, if you don't want to get hurt, or if you don't want to get injured.
But this is a zero conditional or imperative, because it's like use, no?
Yes, exactly. But
It's not
this is
if.
zero. Exactly. But you have the if, so it is a conditional. The thing is that it is zero, but instead of being present, it is imperative present.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, do you have more questions, Irene?
No.
And from the sentences we've done, no?
No, I think it's
okay, perfect. So today I was supposed to be telling you about the writings, but I think we're going to do another thing because we are alone and I have to be giving details about things. So we're going to see more phrasal verbs and all these things. We were seeing one day expressions. Okay, so what we're going to see is phrasal verbs now. Okay, and give me just 1 second. Nice. So today we're going to see some phrasal verbs with one verb. Okay, instead of giving you phrasal verbs randomly explained, I'm going to give you phrasal verbs with the verb to look. Okay, I'm going to remind some theory that a phrasal verb is a verb plus an adverb. Okay, sometimes if we have a verb plus a preposition, it is a prepositional verb, which we call it collocation, but it doesn't matter really. If you have questions about the phrasal verbs, I don't know if you have read, but it is worth mentioning that this document is very, very important. Okay, this is in the chat. It is called Lista de Phrasal Verbs. And in here, you've got the fact if it is transitive or intransitive. You have to know this in order to put the object, where to put the object at the beginning, in the middle, at the very end. Okay, so you have here all the things explained in Spanish and of course with examples in English, and you've got a list of basic phrasal verbs. This is what I passed you, I don't know, in the first week that we were in class. Okay, those are just the basic. Jorge also passed more phrasal verbs. I think it's not necessary to know as many phrasal verbs as in that list. You have to know these more or less by heart, and today we're going to see phrasal verbs with the verb to look. Okay, so now when we are seeing phrasal verbs in class, we're going to say phrasal verbs with look, phrasal verbs with take. Okay, and I'm going to be giving examples. So the first that we are looking at is look after, okay, which has appeared already in this class in one of our sentences. And look after, I'm gonna put some examples. Well, in Spanish means cuidar, ocuparse de. For example, can you look after my kids for a second? Okay. Can you look after my kids for a second? Another example. She looked after her best friend at the party. She looked after her best friend at the party. Or he's been looking after the house since he was fired. To be fired, despedido. So he's been looking after the house since he was fired. Okay, let's put this a little bit more beautiful. So that's one. Let's see, look at. Well, look at is not a phrasal verb, but anyway, so look at, you know, which is to look at somebody. This is a prepositional verb because this is a collocation. What does it mean? That whenever you want to use look, if you say look her, is wrong. Look at her. You always have to say at. ¿Qué miras? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Another example, he looked at her and told her that he loved her. Or I haven't looked at any books yet. I need to buy a book, but I haven't looked at any of them. Okay, so look at. But this is too easy. This is to look. Yes, but you have to put at always. Like, what are you looking at? No digo, ¿qué estás mirando? What are you looking? Digo, what are you looking at? Porque el look lleva ya at. Look back. Look back means literally, this is literally, okay, mirar atrás. But it could be volver al pasado, okay, in a metaphorical sense, okay. So for example, I think somebody's following you. Don't look back. Or she looked back, metaphorically, she looked back and realized how lucky she was after what happened. Look down is another, and it is literally what you see. So mirar hacia abajo, okay? So don't look down when you cross the street. Don't look down when you cross the street. Or she looked down and saw a coin. Another example, he's looked down and got dizzy because he's afraid of heights. He's afraid of heights. He's looked down and got dizzy because he's afraid of heights. I'm going to write this example. I don't like to... He's looked down and got dizzy because he's afraid of heights. Be careful with this apostrophe S, because in here it means has, okay, stands for has, and here it's is, okay, so you have to realize that, well, this is just so he's looked down. This is how natives speak, okay. He's looked down, and we say he's looked, but this is has. He's looked down and got dizzy. We don't need to repeat the subject when we are talking about the same person, because he's afraid of heights, okay. So be careful just with the apostrophes. Just have in mind that they can be has or is. Let us see another one. Look down on. This is what we saw in one class, which is well, to look badly on someone. Don't look down on your colleagues. When you feel superior, you look down on people. They look down on us because of the way we were dressed. I'm going to write that example. They looked down on us because of the way we were dressed. Let me see if everything is okay. If I'm okay, I'm going to repeat. They looked down on us because of the way we were dressed. Another example, she's never looked down on anybody. She's never looked down on anybody. Look for, you know that, which is buscar. ¿Qué buscas? No digo, I have to put in this case, it is a preposition. So, well, we would say phrasal verbs and collocations with to look. what are you looking for? ¿Qué buscas? What are you looking for? He looked for his car keys and found them in his jacket. He looked for his car keys and found them in his jacket. Or I've been looking for this book for ages. For ages, we saw this expression, I think. Ah, no, we didn't see it. Okay, we didn't see it, it doesn't matter. For ages means por siglos, okay? This is an expression, for ages. I'm going to write it here, for ages. So I'm going to repeat the example. I haven't no, let me put another example. I've been looking, it was that. I remembered now. I've been looking for this book for ages. I've been looking for this book for ages. Like a hyperbole because it is an exaggeration. Look forward to. We included this verb, okay, because this was the verb that was followed by an ing form by the gerund. I don't know in Spanish, estar deseando, tener muchas ganas, sorry, de algo, okay, so that's it. Estoy deseando que lleguen mis vacaciones. I'm looking forward to my holidays, for example. Sí, claro, si no ponemos un verbo no ponemos ing. Durante meses ella estuvo deseando ir al restaurante. En este caso tenemos un verbo, solo ponemos ing si hay un verbo, claro. She looked forward to going to the restaurant for months. Or we've been looking forward to this evening since you invited us. Teníamos muchas ganas de esta velada desde que nos invitasteis. We've been looking forward to this evening since you invited us. I've chosen the verb look because this is very interesting because we have many phrasal verbs and many expressions with to look. Look into. Okay, yes, look into. I look into. For example, with estudiar is not as study, es por ejemplo, voy a estudiar el presupuesto. No es que lo estés studying, sino que lo estás look into, okay? I will look into the estimate when I get a chance. So, en el sentido de le voy a dar una vuelta a esto, okay? No de hincar codos, okay? For example, with investigate, the police looked into the case but didn't find anything. For example, an examine, like the doctor hasn't looked into my leg problem yet. Look into. Let's see another. Look like. Look like. Okay, parecer, parecerse. It looks like he's guilty after all. No es solo parecerse a una persona, sino también parecer que. Si yo digo, parece que, después de todo, él sí es culpable. it looks like he's guilty after all. ¿Ok? O si alguien se parece físicamente a alguien, también. Their baby looked like the father at first. Their baby looked like the father at first. Look out. Well, literally, literally, it would be that. Okay, like look out the window. It's snowing. Okay, so it would be literally, but it has also the sense of being careful, of bewaring. Look out! Look out! Ten cuidado! Look out! Okay, look out! Haven't you seen that car? Okay, so this is watch out is also ten cuidado, and literally she looked out the window hoping it would stop raining, for example. Look over. Give me 1 second, because I need to plug this the charger. Okay, it is not functioning correctly. Let's see. No. Okay, look over. Echar un vistazo, repasar. So, look over this report when you can. Echa un vistazo a este informe cuando puedas. ¿Ok? O ella repasó sus apuntes antes de hacer el examen. She looked over her notes before she took the exam. O justo ahora hemos echado un vistazo a la propuesta y la vamos a aceptar. We've looked over the proposal just now and we'll accept it. I'm going to write this one. We've, remember that we don't always say we have looked over. This is how we learn at school. We've looked over the proposal now, just now. And will, when we say will, remember that this is, will accept it. Okay, so this is have, this is will, but when it is written, we pronounce it as it is written, okay? Because some people say this is written and they say we have looked. No, we've looked. We've looked over the proposal just now and we will accept it. No, and will accept it. This is how people speak in everyday English. We've looked over like that. So many times you don't understand the listenings because they speak like that. He's looked down and it is like, what have they said? But this is because they contract everything in informal English, in informal situations. Look through. We're about to finish. Look through. Through means revisar. Voy a revisar mi ropa y ver qué puedo donar. For example, I'm going to look through my clothes and see what I can donate. Or ella revisó sus cosas viejas y encontró una carta. She looked through her old stuff and found a letter. O aún no he revisado mis emails. I haven't looked through my emails yet. I haven't looked through my emails yet. And the last one. I'm going to repeat the last example. That it was, I haven't looked through my emails yet. And the last example would be look up to. Look up to. Okay, which is admirar, and put it in English. Admirar, respetar. So this was also in the in one of our lists. Ella admira a sus padres. She looks up to her parents. Okay, I can conjugate the verb to look in the tense I want. Or she is looking up to her parents now, whatever. Él respetó a los profesores que tuvo en la universidad. He looked up to the teachers he had at university. O ¿quién es la persona a la que más has admirado en tu vida? Who's the person you've looked up to most in your life? I'm going to write this example. Who's the person you looked up to most in your life? Who's the person you've looked up to most in your life? And another thing is that we're going to read the phrasal verb. In this case, it is phrasal prepositional verb. You don't have to know it. We're going to pronounce it as if it were a chunk, okay? We don't pronounce like, who's the person you've looked up to most in your life, because then we won't understand. We say the whole thing as if it was one verb only. Who's the person you've looked up to most in your life? Looked up to. And then I make a pause. Most in your life. Okay, so sometimes these verbs have an equivalent. For example, instead of looking into, we've got examine. Tenemos ya verbos de una palabra, ¿vale? Y podemos utilizarlos. Those are more formal, and phrasal verbs tend to be more, not informal, but common to everyday use. Okay, so that would be look into, which is examine. You can use both, but in general, you all should be just changing a little bit the way you approach phrasal verbs. This is not a list for you to put away. Okay, try when you speak, try to substitute. For example, when you want to say examine, try to say look into. So that in that way, by doing so, you're going to be able learning them by heart easier, because if not, it is going to be a lot of harder. So we've seen many things. I mean, I'm going to review what we have seen. Look after, look at, look back, look down on, look for, look forward to, look into, look like, look out, look over, look through, look up to, Okay, so I think that those are a lot of phrasal verbs, phrasal prepositional verbs, and collocations with the verb to look. Are there more? Are there more expressions with look? Of course, but those are the most important, the ones that you need to know. What what are we doing another day? Another day in general, we will see more phrasal verbs, the most important phrasal verbs of another verb, like take, go, wash, tell, play, pay, leave, knock, hit, grow, go, get, whatever, bring. So we have many verbs from which we form phrasal verbs. Okay, so Irene, what I want you to do now is that you choose two phrasal verbs or two collocations, whatever. You choose two, okay? I recommend you that you pick the most difficult for you, okay? And that you make a sentence, one sentence with one and the other sentence with the other, okay? And when you finish, you write the sentence in the chat. So I am able to see if you use them correctly or these things. Okay, Irene?
Okay.
Perfect.
I go.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Irene, perfect. Perfect. So that is how we use the phrasal verbs. Very good. That's it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Maybe it's a short phrases.
Yeah, it's
but...
short, but well, you know how to use them, so that's it.
Yeah.
So the important thing is that you recognize these phrasal verbs, the structures, and so on.
And
So
remember.
exactly, and remember all of them.
It's a difficult thing.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Little by little, we are going to do it. And Irene, do you have doubts? More doubts?
Not now.
Not now. Okay. If you have doubts, if you review at home and you have doubts, write them on a paper and ask me the following day.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Because, well, or if you practice at home.
Yeah. I was thinking about,
yes.
sorry, Marta. I was thinking about to find some app on internet to practice or with exams or something like that. You know, to
Okay, I'm going to
fill
give
the
you.
gaps.
I'm going to give you one link. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me see if I find it. It's called Listening APTIS. I'm going to put this. Maybe it is here. I don't know. Link. I think it is called link. Yeah. In here, the link is to practice the listening, but in the same page, you can practice everything. Okay,
Oh, nice.
just for you to see it.
Good.
So this is a link that will direct you to the page.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you're
now
welcome.
I'm seeing all the series in Netflix in English.
Yes, that's good practice.
But it's difficult.
Well, little by little. Okay, so that's it, Irene. See you next day. Okay.
See you. See you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Bye bye, Irene.
You have a nice weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
You too, Irene. Bye bye.
Bye bye.